Hello. I don't know if anyone does live commentaries anymore where they talk about something that's happened in their life and the background is, gameplay. But that's what this is today. So, something a bit different. It's still Halo gameplay as you'd expect from this channel. But the topic of discussion is that I just lost my job. And I lost it to AI, which is very unfortunate. I think many people joke about the fact that, AI is going to take all our jobs and we're all going to get replaced, and especially within my industry, which is graphic design. My job, I've been a graphic designer for the past 8 years of my life, and I've worked at this specific company for 6 years. You would think that being one of the longest running employees, being there 6 years, having a wage increase almost every year and being very much valued because I was the only graphic designer left, you'd think they want to keep me on as much as possible. I mean, I barely was allowed to take holiday because I was the only designer, so if I was off, then nobody could cover for me, and the company ended up with work stacking up. However, over the past 3 months, I'd say, I've noticed that my schedule at the company became less and less cluttered, and it got to the point where I was getting paid for a 7-hour and 30-minute day, and some days only doing 2 hours of work, which obviously was great for me. I loved it. Got up at 9 o'clock because it was work from home as well. I'd do 2 hours of work and I'd have nothing left to do for the rest of the day. Maybe some revisions / amends would come in at 3 or 4 o'clock. I'd do those for 20-30 minutes, and that'd be my day. I'd essentially do between 2 and 3 hours of work and get paid for 7.5. It was great for 3 or 4 months. And then, on Monday this week, I got told that I'm being made redundant. And I was thinking, how could this be possible? You clearly need a graphic designer. The company I work at is a marketing agency who does email and web designs for clients. I was a bit confused on that one. And then I did a bit of digging, asked a few people, and it turns out basically all of the material that I've provided over the past 6 years is now being fed to AI and templated. So a design that would take me 30 minutes now takes AI 30 seconds, as it's been trained on all my templates. Essentially, I think it just literally reuses my templates, and then they can input the hex codes they want the email or the website design to be, drag and drop in the client's logo, upload the client's font, and boom, it will generate my template, but using their brand assets. And I thought, it makes sense from a business point of view, but it's extremely scummy. It puts me out of a job. My immediate thought was, well, let's go to some competitor companies and see if they're looking for designers. I've looked at between 10 and 15 competitors, and every single other competitor is doing the exact same thing. Some of them even boasting about it on their website and going as far as simply inputting your website URL. It will extract all the assets and learn about that website, and then artificially generate email and web templates for your brand. That is insane. Email and web designers are going to be completely out of jobs this year. It just removes the need for us completely. And I think the graphic design industry is where most people cracked jokes about AI taking over. AI generation can't do it. It messes up the hands, or it gets things wrong and it clearly looks like AI. But those days are past us. AI progresses incredibly fast, and I've used some of it myself to see if it actually works. And I've asked some people, hey, here's this drawing I did as a concept for a video game character or a weapon or an environment, and they can't tell that it's AI anymore. It's progressed so far that I genuinely think within the next 6 to 12 months, many, thousands, even tens of thousands of graphic designers will lose their jobs. And it's a serious problem because it's the main skill I have. I've been a graphic designer professionally since I was 19. I'm now 27, about to turn 28, so almost 10 years of my life. I went to college for this. You're going to tell me that I literally went to college for something that's now going to be redundant in the industry? What am I supposed to do? Like, my fallback plan is literally a retail job, which I obviously don't want to do. I have minor experience in game design, but nothing that will land me a middleweight job. I'd have to get an entry-level job and take a massive pay cut of probably £4,000 to £6,000 a year. It's an incredibly difficult position to be in. I have a house, I have a mortgage to pay, I have bills. I thought I was financially stable, so I have a couple things on finance because obviously I thought I had money coming in every month. And the redundancy pay I will get will cover me for maybe 3 to 4 months, and then I'll be out of money. So I have 3 to 4 months to figure out my situation, which luckily is a decent amount of time. But other people won't be so fortunate. The only reason I get a good redundancy package is because I was there for 6 years, right? Some people who have only been at a company for 1 or 2 years will not get a good redundancy package. It will be 1 month's wages and they send you on your way. And that's how it works in the UK. I don't know how it works in other countries. It could be worse. So, yeah. I mean, I'm not stressing too much right now because obviously I'm good for a few months. I can look for jobs. And I do know that obviously if I absolutely have to, I can land myself some kind of retail or warehouse or sales like entry-level job, and I'll have enough money to survive. However, this like growth of AI in the industry is gonna completely destroy like my hopes and dreams of becoming a senior or like creative lead at a company, having my own juniors underneath me, apprentices, stuff like that. Like that is my realistic goal. Obviously my unrealistic goal is to run my own company or do YouTube or something like that, but my realistic goal with the skill I have would be a senior / lead design position, and it seems like that's less and less likely to happen now because of the rise of AI. So yeah, as I said, I understand it from the company's perspective. I spoke to my boss about it. I very much understand his point of view, and letting people go isn't easy, but look, if you can let go of a couple designers and you save yourself tens of thousands a year, I do understand it from a business point of view, but it just sucks that this technology exists. So yeah, that's my current situation. It's not great. The past 40 to 50 days have been terrible for me. I've lost my job. I had a secondary like side business with my friend selling little plush toys. He's pulled out of that, so that business might not happen anymore either. And then my video game, which was like a third-person Halo game called Cross Planet, is also no longer in production because of disagreements and conflicts within the team. A couple staff members didn't agree with things, couldn't align and have a clear vision, so the project is ending after 3.5 years. So my whole schedule as I know it has been torn from me. I have 24 hours in a day and absolutely 0 of them are allocated to something. I'm just completely free. Like, you know, some may see it as a good opportunity to change my life around and dive into something new, but that's dangerous and quite scary. My boss told me that if he thinks that I would be happiest if I freelanced or if I ran my own business. Obviously those things are true, but like I said, I have a mortgage to pay and bills and stuff like that, and freelance is not sustainable for some people. You might have 2 months where you're extremely successful, and then you could have 5 where for some reason you just struggle to sell. In that situation, I would quite literally lose my house. So it's an extremely scary thing to dive into. I don't think any of my family would recommend trying to use my redundancy pay to keep me alive and start my own business. It's just it's not the ideal situation. It's the last thing that I'd try and do. So yeah, that's it. There's the live com for today. That's the situation I'm in. Does leave me with a lot of time to do YouTube. I think what I'll probably do is maybe take a week or 2 to myself, and then after that I'm going to be heavily looking for another position and see how it goes. So maybe over the next 2 weeks we'll see more YouTube videos or something, but you know, the chances of YouTube turning into something that actually brings in money is very unlikely. I do make a bit of revenue from YouTube, but it's nothing really. Somewhere in the region of £20 to £40 a month, which is absolutely not enough to even pay my food, never mind to pay my mortgage. My YouTube channel is nowhere big enough. It's just, the money that I get from YouTube is enough to buy myself like a nice pair of shoes at the end of the month, or I don't know, it pays for something like a bit of food, or maybe if something needs repairing, or I want a new game, Yeah, it's rough. So hopefully May and June, prove to be more positive. We'll see. Yeah, thanks for watching this video, and goodbye. If you're a graphic designer watching this as well, man, I highly recommend learning some new skills while you can. And don't ever template things. Don't provide the company you work for the templates. Claim your work takes longer than it does, so that you can have time to yourself to look into other jobs. Maybe do whatever you can and rinse the company you work for, because at the end of the day, companies don't owe you anything. They're not obligated to keep you. If they find a way to get rid of you and replace you with AI, they will do. Don't ever feel obligated to provide a company what it needs. Give them the bare minimum, and that's it. Focus on yourself. Yeah, right, goodbye, and thanks for watching this video.